Welcome to Sacred Space Yoga with Carol Ann. I am Carol Ann, and you will see my new addition to the family here, a rescue pup we call Crazy Daisy, aptly named. So today's practice is going to be for limited mobility, just limited mobility. Maybe perhaps while you're building up strength or flexibility, maybe recovering from an injury. Just give us some ways to open up into our hips and our shoulders, keeping our bodies nice and active and adding increased flexibility and strength into our body. So we're going to start in our chair. First of all, you have to understand that the chair must stay on your mat. Any chair moving off the mat, you're likely to slip. We don't want that happening. You're responsible for your own safety and health, and also responsible for honoring your body in any practice that you do. But we'll begin by sitting in the front of our chair, keeping knees and ankles in alignment. Feet are on the floor and our spines are nice and tall. So on the in-breath, reach the arms out and up, gaze goes up, interlace the fingers, flip the palms, and exhale, bring that chin in toward the chest. In-breath, the gaze comes up neutral, and out-breath, we reach up and over toward the right. In-breath, coming back up into neutral. Out-breath, a little bit of a reach toward the left. Coming back up into the sky, let that gaze now travel up. And as you exhale, bring the hands down into heart center. Beautiful job. Hold on to the outside of your chair. Reach the chest up, a little bit of a back bend in the back. And from this position, push the tongue to the roof of the mouth, stretching out the front of the neck. So hold there for a breath or two. Releasing that, arc the spine behind you, rounding the chest over, dipping the chin in. Our next in-breath comes up into neutral. And bring the hands behind the head, let the elbows go wide. Reach that chest up toward the sky, inhaling, exhaling, round it in, bring the elbows together and the chin toward the chest. We'll do 2 more of those, 1 breath per movement. So in breath, the open and gaze goes up. Out breath, come in and bring it down. Last one. In breath, up and out. And out breath, in and down. Beautiful job. Releasing, coming up, and let's work on the legs a little bit. So we'll take our right leg and lift it straight up, grasping on to the shin and squeeze that in and just kind of open and shut that hip here a little bit. And release. Other side, bringing the opposite leg in, holding on. If you can't hold in front of the shin, just hold behind the thigh. Try to keep the spine nice and straight here, opening and shutting. And releasing that down. Let's add a little bit of a rotation here. So sitting up tall, just twist over toward the right. You can use your hand on the back of the chair and keeping the hips and the knees facing center. Our gaze goes over the back shoulder. In breath coming up into neutral, and out breath, we'll do the same thing going the other direction. If you have osteoporosis or penia, please remember that you don't want to twist too deeply. In breath, coming back into center, and exhale, just release, holding here. Getting up out of our chair, we'll take the chair, having the seat facing us. Now we'll do some sun salutations. These will be limited because we won't be going down to either a plank pose or a kneeling plank, and because of the safety of what we're doing. So we're going to skip that part of it, but the rest of the salutation will be there. And then we'll work on a little bit of standing postures that'll develop some increase of flexibility and movement. So coming to the front, have your feet just a little bit in front of the chair, pulling the belly in and rolling shoulders back, Tadasana. So Tadasana, we have our ankles, our hips, shoulders, all of that in line, and we have our belly nice and engaged. Our hands are active, so they're not just resting by our sides, but the palms are opening, rolling our shoulders back, and our gaze is up in neutral. We hold and breathe here for a few rounds of breath. Now, next in breath, reach those arms out and up. This first one here, we're going to interlace the fingers, flipping the palms. Exhale, dip the chin in toward the chest. In breath to come up into neutral. Out breath will side bend toward the right. In breath coming up. Out breath toward the left. In breath up. And exhaling down into heart center. And we'll begin. So each set arms up in the air in breath. Exhale, forward fold, landing the hands on the chair and just fold over any amount. In breath to straighten, bring the chest parallel to the floor and to the chair. And as we exhale, we take our right leg back, step deeply back, and bend into that front knee, getting a good stretch for the legs and for the groin. Back foot on the in-breath comes up into the half lift. And as we exhale, we step the left one back, bending deeply into that nice deep groin stretch. In-breath comes up, out-breath, forward fold. Inhale, reaching those arms out and up. You can always bend your knees there, and you can maybe adding a little bit of a back bend here. And then exhale, hands down into heart center. So we're going to do 3 more of those, a total of 4. So in breath, reach out and up. Exhale, come into the forward fold. Inhaling into the half lift. Exhale, right leg back and bending in to that front knee. Good deep stretch. In breath, back foot up, coming into the half lift. Out breath, opposite leg goes back. We bend and stretch. In breath to the front. Out breath into the fold. In breath, reach it up and rise to the sky. Inhaling. Exhaling, hands down through heart center. I'm going to increase our speed just a little bit. So reach those arms out and up. Inhale. Exhale, bend in and fold. In breath into the half lift. Out breath, right leg goes back, bend and stretch. In breath, up into the half lift. Out breath, fold. Left leg go back into that little bend and stretch. And in breath, coming up. Out breath, forward fold. Get doggy kisses maybe. And arms out and up on our inhale breath. Exhaling, hands come down into heart center. We have 2 more of these, so here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, right leg back and down. In breath up into the half lift. Exhale, left leg back and fold it in. In breath up. Out breath fold. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale. One more time. Inhaling up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, right leg back and bend. In breath to the front. Exhale, back. I think she has reincarnated from a cat. What do you think? In breath coming up. Exhale to fold. Don't. And bend those knees, reach it out and up. Inhale. Exhaling, hands down into heart center. Great job. So we should feel a lot more warmed up and ready for some other postures. So let's do some traditional standing postures using our chair. So we're going to move the chair over toward the edge, taking our front right leg, placing it to the back edge, scooch that back foot out and bend into that front knee up to 90 degrees. So you still have the stability of the chair here. Reach, reading the arms up, maybe one arm coming up. If you need to hold, if not, you can bring the other one up and hold here and breathe. Next, inhale, breath. We're going to open those arms coming into Virabhadrasana 2. And remember, you can always hold on to that front area. Let that gaze go over the front arm, whether it's up or down. Now next in breath, straighten that leg. Keep the hand on the rail or let it come down to the chair and open up for Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. Front leg is working towards straight, doesn't have to be completely. And bend that front knee for stability, rising back up, clasping, or if you have the ability to come into the nice deep reach. Hold on to the chair, spin up on the back toes, and reach that left arm up, and exhale, bend into that back knee just a little bit, and hold here for a couple of breaths, tucking and tilting the pelvic bone forward. So this is going to really work the front of that thigh. It's going to work into the core, and it's going to work into the bum. So getting everything nice and activated. And now release, step that back foot up just a little bit, reach the chest forward, hold on, and exhale, come over into a forward fold. Now I've got my arm resting on the back, that you could easily just put it on the seat and have the hips facing forward. This is going to stretch out the back of the thigh into the hamstring. And bend that knee for stability and come up. And I could just turn around right here, but I'm just going to take my chair and set it to the opposite side of my mat. Flipping toes, coming up, or you can just simply keep that back leg there if you have the ability to be able to just do the flip. Bringing that hand or that foot to the outside, can come in to this warrior one. So remember, you can really reach just holding on to the chair, or bring the both arms up if we have that ability, and sink in. And next inhale breath, either one hand to the chair or not, and opening up for our Virabhadrasana 2. Breathe. Now in breath, remember you can always hold on or not, straighten that front leg and reach out and over, holding on to maybe the seat or the back of the chair, and we come up into our triangle pose, opening up our chest. Bend that front knee, do what we need to, coming back up into our warrior 2 stance. And then hold on, spin the hips around, reach one or both arms up, bend that back knee, tilt the pelvic bone forward, and just hold here for a breath or two. Straightening that leg, step up a little bit, square off the hips toward the front, and then just fold over. So you can have one or both hands here, using the seat, keeping one on the hip. Anything that works, we're just stretching out the back hamstring. Now bend that knee for stability to come up. And I'm going to take that chair, put it back facing you, and we'll work on a little bit of hip mobility stretches. So back into our original position, taking our seat, we'll take our right leg over, flexing that foot. Now I'm very tight in the hips, so you're going to see someone with very tight hips working into their stretches. All of my pressure is going on the thigh, but not on the knee joint. So make sure you're not stressing your body in any way. You can take your hands and place it there, or you can take your forearm. Whatever we do, we get the chest tall and we reach and lift over. Now just holding here for a few rounds of breath, we should feel a good deep stretch through our hip, through our bum. Hold and breathe. If it feels challenging, awesome. If it feels painful, back out. You don't want pain here. You just want good, deep, intense stretches. In breath, we come up. I'm just going to scooch that leg over a little bit. Maybe holding on to the shin or to the ankle, and take the other one over a little bit. So if we were on the floor, this would be a version of Gomukhasana. So it's just a nice deep hip stretch, but we have both hips landing on the chair. So as I lift my chest, I reach and I fold over any amount. We're not going very deep. We're just getting a good stretch. Now, because I'm holding on to my ankle, I'm gonna get some work in the back of the shoulders as well. Nothing wrong with that. Just really coming into a good stretch here. Coming up and out, and simply going to the other side. So we bring the left one in, crossing over, making sure that bottom leg is flexed. You're not putting pressure on the knee, but on the inner thigh. Lift the chest on the in-breath, and exhale, fold over any amount. Feel that good, intense, deep stretch for the hip. Few more breaths here. Nice deep engagement. Ujjayi helps us to come deeper in. Breathe. And inhaling, coming up. Take that leg, cross it over. Hold on to the ankle and let the other one go. Just lift the chest up on the in-breath. Come over any amount. So we're really forcing both hips to be on the floor in this one. If we were on the floor and actually doing Gomukhasana in the full measure, the moment our hips raise up is the moment we have to back up. So it's the same principle here. We're just pressing both hips in for that. Next in breath, we come up, unbind those legs, kind of walk them out wide, and do these little hip mobility sectioning here, just like twisting the legs a little bit from side to side. Greasing up those hips as we close it out. Coming back into center. Knees can be together or apart, but have the knees and the ankles stacked. Nice tall spine. Close the eyes and just take several rounds of breath. Breathing in and out through the nose, just settling in, having a bit of closing natural one breath meditation at the end of our class. And if you have the space and time, go ahead and stay here for quite a while. If not, bring the hands together, place the thumbs against the chest, dip the chin in toward the prayer hands into Om Duri Mudra, and together we can say Namaste. Thank you so much, and I hope that you'll join me again.